everyone, and welcome to Mindfulness. This is your host, Zoe speaking. This week's episode is gonna be like a catch-up, a personal one, because in the last few episodes I've had guests, so I don't know, I felt like doing a solo episode this week because I have some life updates and some stuff I wanted to talk about. But yeah, as always, I want to start this episode with reading a poem again. I have the same book with me again because your girl is a student and like I can't afford to buy new books every week, so that's what I'm doing right now. But this book has a lot of poems and I haven't read them all, so yes. So I will say the title again if you haven't listened to this podcast yet. Hi and welcome. But the book is called Homebody by Rupi Kaur. She's a very well-known person, and I love her poetry. So yes, I will do the thing again. I will flip the pages and put my finger on a page, and then I will read the poem. All right. We think we are lost, while our fuller found and complete selves are somewhere in the future. We get on our hands and knees thinking self-improvement will help us reach them, but this finding ourselves bullshit is never going to end. I'm tired of putting off living until I have more information on who I am. I'm a new person every month, always becoming and unbecoming, only to become again. Our fuller selves are not off in the future, they're right there. I'm the only moment that exists. I don't need fixing. I will be searching for answers my whole life, not because I'm half-formed thing, but because I'm brilliant enough to keep growing. Everything necessary to live a vivid life already exists in me. I am complete simply because I am imperfect. Wow, oh my god, that is so strange. Do you feel like sometimes the universe gives you these signs or something? Because I definitely do, because this poem is so close to what I'm going to talk about today. And it's crazy because, like, I swear, I didn't choose this poem before I started this podcast. This is where I landed. And, like, the sentence that she wrote, and this is so weird. Like, when the universe gives you these signs or something, it's like, huh? Like, how does this work? Yeah, I really love the sentence. I'm a new person every month, always becoming and unbecoming until to become again. I think that's absolutely beautiful. I think that makes so much sense because life is about finding yourself, and I don't think we are meant to find ourselves right now because, like, I'm only 21 years old. Like, it's not for me to be like, okay, I found myself, I have nothing to search for anymore. Because I would feel very incomplete if that would be right now. If that moment would happen right now, I would feel so incomplete. Like, I have all these years to grow and to show and to discover myself and who I am. So I think that's also a really beautiful part of our life. We have the time to discover ourselves. And even though you go in this weird phase of your life and you try this trend and this lifestyle and it's like, oh shit, it's not for me, that's totally okay, because sometimes you need to do things that are not for you to discover that they are not for you. But yeah, this is an amazing start to this episode and I can't wait to tell more. So I have a few points written down that I really wanted to discuss because I'm in a really exciting, stressful part of my life because I'm almost graduating. So that's crazy. Like, I've studied 4 years because I totally messed up my first year at college, which is totally fine. I just needed to find my ways to do stuff and to find a balance between school, private life, social life, and that's totally okay if you need to spend a year extra or 2 years extra to graduate, because everyone has their own pace. And I think that's an important reminder, because I feel like society often puts a lot of pressure on us, especially young people. Like, we have to know what we want to be in life when we finish high school. We need to know our future and the person we're gonna be with. I don't think it's everywhere, but I feel like there is a lot of pressure on young people to succeed right away after graduating. And that actually puts a lot of pressure on me. And some people I've talked to, like, they are really feeling it too, like the pressure. Okay, we are graduating, we have this bachelor thesis that needs to be good, but we also, when you're not doing the masters and you quit, like, you don't quit, you succeed your bachelor and then you decide to start a career, start a job. It's like, okay, I'm doing my bachelor thesis, but I'm also trying to find a job, and the pressure of finding one before you graduate is very high. Well, personally, because I'm the person that is like, well, I've studied for 4 years now, I need to have a job, otherwise I'm a failure. Um, which is not true. If you need some more time to find a job, it's also like, it's okay. Um, but yeah, I'm almost graduating. Well, if you guys don't know me, maybe I will explain what I'm studying. I think maybe that's a fun thing to know. I'm actually a journalism student. I study journalism. I write, I make videos, I make audio things. Um, yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I love it. I don't like the way media is in Belgium. I know, I think they have a lot of things they need to work on. Um, but I'm not really going in that route, because I would like to freelance and make the stuff that I'm really proud of, especially when it comes to writing and journalism and stuff, because I find it really important to make something where I'm proud of, and where I'm objective but also right. Well, how do I explain this? I find it hard to work on something when I don't have the passion for it, especially in the creative business. Because if you are pushed to find a creative way to bring something that you're not passionate about, um, that's definitely not for me. I can do that, but I feel like it's for everyone so much easier to find a creative way or something when you actually have a passion for the subject you're working on. But yeah, I'm studying journalism in Belgium, and I'm graduating in June. So right now I'm actually working on my bachelor thesis, which is crazy. I'm doing it with two other people because our bachelor thesis is a group project. I find it strange that it is a group project because it's like the end assessment of your degree. So I was like, huh, isn't that strange that you do it with people? Because, you want to prove that you're worthy of getting the degree and a diploma. But in my study, in what I study, it's more about working in a team, like as you were on a news, like, yeah, when you are on a news thing, or the the place, like having a real workplace where you make articles and you need to work together and accomplish something and find a way to to find answers on your questions. But also, because it's also a creative thing, sometimes it's also difficult to like agree on a style or the way of filming or the way of writing. But it's also interesting because if you listen to other people, you learn too. Even though if you're not always agreeing, it's always nice to learn about new things. But yeah, I am doing my bachelor thesis right now. My deadline is the 28th of May, so we have like 5 weeks to start and finish it. So, um, if I'm absent for a week or something, that's why. But I'm really trying to, to get it going and keep going with my podcast because I actually really like it. Um, and I also like, sometimes watching series really motivates me. Like I'm watching The Bold Type on Netflix. I would really recommend. It's not a Netflix original, but it's on Netflix now. And it's about these three girls living in New York City and working for a magazine, and one girl is a journalist. And it really pushes me to like succeed and build a career and work for my future in a positive way, not in a way that it puts a lot of pressure on me because, it's a serious, they romanticize stuff, but in a way that, you know, I can do it if I really want to achieve something. You have to work for it very hard. But if you want something, you should just like do it and not think about other people's opinions, even though it's difficult sometimes because, we are human. Um, but yeah, that series really motivated me in some kind of way. I haven't finished it yet because there are like 5 seasons, but there are only 3 seasons on Netflix. But it makes me dream about like having this certain type of life and having this certain type of job. And it's something you need to work for because you won't get the dream job or like the dream life that you're imagining right away. You have to work for it and gain experience, build a network. Maybe I can do like podcasts specifically on that topic. But yeah, so my bachelor thesis, Behind the Drag, coming soon. Well, with graduating, I'm not doing my master's, at least not right now, maybe in the future or something. But right now, I really feel like I've studied enough and I need some time to just work and find my passion and just build. I just want to start building my life. I know I'm still pretty young, but I feel like I'm ready to start building, to start a future. Um, yeah, but I started applying for jobs in January. Not too serious. Well, I was serious about the job that I was applying for, but I knew that because I only graduated in June, that the chance of me getting the job was really small because they often need people right away. But I started applying for jobs, got a few no's, not because I wasn't good enough, but also because I couldn't start right away. Um, and then last month, I decided to apply for a job in Brussels. So it's a bit further away from where I live, but I don't mind it. I like the feeling of working in a big city because I am from a smaller town. So the feeling of going to a big city and working there, I know it gives me some kind of feeling like I'm making this, I'm working in Brussels. I don't know, maybe it's a personal thing, but it really makes me happy to be like, oh yeah, I work in Brussels. I think it's like an ego thing, probably too, but I mean, oh well. Don't we all like a little ego booster? I think we can be honest on that and admit that we all love to have like a little ego booster, and working in Brussels is one for me. Um, but yeah, I applied for the job of social media creative. Um, and I got invited for a first interview, and I needed to speak French too. Like, I was like not prepared. Like, I speak French. I don't speak French fluently, but I've studied it for I think 10 years, and it's still a really difficult language because I'm still not perfect at all. Because if French people start talking to you, I'm like, oui. You like freeze or something because I can speak and I can explain myself, but sometimes you block and you're like, oh, I don't know what to say right now. But yeah, they had a really funny question too, like, what cat are you? I was like, huh. But I think it's an original question, especially in a creative job, to see if we have like, I don't know, view on cats, a creative view on cats. And I told them I was a British short hair. I'm not sure if that's the right English term, but it's like the gray cat. Um, because they are really difficult to get close to. But once you're close to the cat or like the person, then you can you feel all the trust and all the love. And I feel like that's really how I am. I know I talk a lot, and people will be like, "Huh," but it's not really difficult to approach you or something. Um, I know that, so I'm pretty okay in social situations, but I'm a talker but not a teller, if that makes sense. I like to talk a lot, but I won't tell a lot. Because I want other people to not feel uncomfortable, because then I will feel uncomfortable. But that's like a nice way of like I don't know, it makes the whole conversation more comfortable in some kind of way. But yeah, I said I was a British short hair, and after that, I really didn't think I would be invited, because I don't know, I felt like my French wasn't the best, and also to protect myself, like, yeah, I'm not getting this job, blah 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 blah, because I know a lot of people do that. Well, I do it to protect myself, because I won't, don't want to be too disappointed when I get a no. Um, because you get your hopes up and you're like starting to imagine this life and working at that office and stuff like that. So I was really not having high hopes, even though I was like, well, I think I can do this job. Like, I really think I can. And then I got an email saying that they were really excited after the first interview and they wanted to have a second interview. I was like, oh, wow. And I started doubting myself too, because I don't know, I have like a weird way of not dealing, but I'm like, well, I'm not worthy of the job, if of this job. Why would I deserve a job like this? Um, which is not a healthy way, but I know at points like that I'm starting to really doubt myself as a person, because it's also scary, because you're maybe getting the job and like, what if I get the job? These questions start going and being in your head. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna take a quick sip. But yeah, that's just so scary, because it's like, well, if this is my future, am I happy with the job? You start like reflecting and asking yourself all these questions. Um, so it did take some time for me to accept that I would might get this job. Um, so I had the second interview. It went really well. Um, and I did get the fucking job. Like, I got the job. I got the fucking job. I'm I I'm still amazed, but also proud of myself, even though it took some time to like let it sink in and become proud of myself. Because I was like, oh, I got the job. Huh? I got the job. Like, being, I don't know, being a little insecure butterfly that didn't know how to be proud of their wings or something like that. But I did get the job. And yeah, it's at Red Fox. It's like a youth party of a political party in Belgium. So it's really nice, because I stand for the things they are working on. Because I don't think you would be able to do a political job if you don't agree with the points they have. So I'm working there. I know in my private like surroundings, or when people ask me what job I'm doing, I will have some comments on it, because it's a political party, but I think it's really important to stand behind your opinion and your beliefs. Even though if your friends are like, oh, you're working there or something. I haven't had that. Um, but yeah, I'm becoming proud of myself. I visited the office last Friday, because I haven't been there because of COVID, of course. But yeah, I'm excited and scared, and you will definitely follow me on this journey, like my first work day. Um, yeah, I don't know, it's just all exciting and scary, and I'm building my fucking future, and it's totally okay to be afraid, but it's also so okay to be like, it's more than okay to be proud of yourself. So that's a bit about my future. Like, big changes are happening in my life. I moved in with my boyfriend, I'm graduating, I already have a job. Um, I want to freelance, I want to write, I have like these goals I want to accomplish in 5 years. So yeah, maybe I will talk a bit more about my goals. I'm always afraid to tell my goals because if I don't achieve them, I feel like people know and they're like, well, she didn't even try or something. But I've recently gotten into manifestation and stuff. I don't know enough about it to be like, oh, this is it and how you need to do it, because I'm still figuring it out myself. Um, but yeah, I was like, well, if I really want something and I'm working for it and manifest it, I can make it fucking happen. Like, even if it takes a bit longer than 5 years, it's still okay. Like, I just want to make it happen. Um, so yeah, my goals. Where do I see myself in 5 or 10 years? Um, 5 years, I would really like to be a published writer, because I have a plan, and I really want this to happen. So I have to push myself into making this happen, because this has been something when I was only 14 or something. I've always said, like, okay, when I'm older, I really want to publish a book. I don't think it would be a novel, more like a poetry book combined with photography, because those are two big passions of mine that I don't like. I don't practice them enough, even though I love them so much, so deeply. And so that's quite a big plan I have. Because I don't know, like, I know I'm a hard worker, and if I work hard for it, I deserve to accomplish that if I work for it and if I believe in myself. But also, like, I would love to save up some money and in 5-10 years buy my house, together with my boyfriend. Well, that's how I see it right now, and he does too. But yeah, I would really love to buy my own house then, which is a big step. But I mean, if you are ready for a big step, take the damn step. Like, don't hold back. But yeah, having a good career, maybe finding some new friends, because I don't know, I feel like I can make some new friends, and that's also why I'm excited about this job, because these people are really like-minded, like my mind. They think a bit the same and have the same beliefs and stuff, which makes it really easy to connect. So I really look forward to getting to know new people and maybe finding new friends. I don't know, I really look forward to just explore myself and what my future will be like, and asking myself questions, fail, succeed, try again. But yeah, I feel pretty good. Like, my mental health right now is pretty okay. It has been worse, um, but it's pretty good. I'm quite happy with the place I'm at right now. I'm very stressed, but that's normal. I'm graduating and new things are happening, so of course it's stressful and a bit uncomfortable. Um, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I obviously have bad days, but I've come to the realization, well, if I have bad days, it's really difficult for me to get out of bed and to do things. But if I have a good day, I really try to use that good day to just make everything out of that day, to celebrate the good days, and hope that the bad days will get less. I know it's difficult, but yeah, mental health is a difficult thing, Our brains are so weird, like, it's strange. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm pretty proud of myself for the things I've accomplished. Um, and I love doing this podcast too. Like, it's a really nice way to get my mind free and talk to whoever is listening. I really want to thank you if you are listening. Um, but yeah, and just don't take too much pressure. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, because it's not. You can have a healthy pressure on yourself. Like, I work good when I have pressure on me. Like, that's when I thrive. But it's a certain amount of pressure where I still know it's doable and I will succeed and it will be okay. But if it's pressure that you're not sure about it, like, will it be okay? Will I succeed? And set your boundaries. If you're like, okay, I can't do that, just say, okay, I would love to do this, but right now I really don't have the time, or I can't take that right now. And that's okay, because the pressure of society is so big. And I feel that too. If I don't do something a day, I feel awful. I feel like I failed my life and I won't get a future and this and that. But I don't know. Oh, I'm also getting a new tattoo. That's maybe a fun thing. So I already have a few tattoos. People who are watching on YouTube, like, you can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 on my ribs. I have 1 too. But in June, as my graduating/birthday gift, I'm getting a new one. It's gonna be beautiful on the front of my arm. So I will be creating some kind of half sleeve. But I love tattoos. I don't know. It's just so nice, but a bit expensive. But yeah, I'm so looking forward to this new tattoo and my future. And I love it. I'm feeling pretty good. And I hope you are too. So if you are doing okay or not okay, you can always send me a message. Because we are here to listen to each other and to help each other. Even though if you just want to rant, like, I'm here for a good rant. My friends know that too. If they need to rant, I'm just gonna sit here, you do your rant, I will listen, and then I will give advice, we will talk about it, or we move on. Whatever suits you. But I feel like ranting is a really good thing, well, at least for me, to get everything out of your system, because if you keep it in, then after all, we will just explode. But yeah, I'm really grateful for what I have right now, and for the person I am becoming, because I feel there are some good things ahead of me, and I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this episode here. You can follow me on Instagram to get more updates at MINDFULLMESS Podcast on Instagram. And I will see you or hear you in my next episode. Thank you so much for listening. This was Mindfulness. Bye.